don't feel like I exist today, but we're just gonna ignore that. Hi, for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. I asked you guys to send me questions on Instagram about anything you wanted to know. I've done a Q&A with my sister in the past, so I thought I would do one by myself this time around. So I'm just going to be answering these questions in whatever random order. So the first question I got was, who's your favorite music artist? My favorite musical artist of all time is definitely Amy Winehouse. But if I would have to choose someone close to that, it would probably be Tove Lo or Tove. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure she is from Sweden. She's had a lot of really popular hit songs, but her most recent album, Sunshine Kitty, that's a banger, love. Next is, what are some of your favorite things to photograph? So if you guys do not know, I have a film photography Instagram account, which I'll link down below. That's just one of my favorite hobbies that I've had. And I definitely prefer just photographing people. I think just looking at someone's face, like every single like wrinkle or line or freckle or whatever, I feel like has some sort of like story behind it, and I think you can find a lot more stories just by someone's face than maybe just taking sunset pictures. So that's definitely what I prefer, portraits, definitely. What messages do you hope to spread to the world through your storytelling? Okay, now that's a deep question. Just for a little context for that. One of my dreams is to be like a screenwriter and director, so that's what she's referring to in this question. I don't think there's one specific message that I'm trying to tell. I think there's so many important things that I would like to spread awareness on, and I think there's just several messages that you can't really choose one. So basically anything that I feel like people need more awareness on, or just something I value that maybe has impacted my life and I think can, you know, resonate with others, or just have people like think more critically. That's just any kind of message that I'm trying to spread. I just want people to, you know, step outside of themselves and see other people's perspectives in different situations. And I definitely think that acting and just film and writing in general is just empathy. So when you're writing about someone, you have to go into their shoes. So I just think that being empathetic and sensitive and realizing that any message is important, I think, is the message I'm trying to spread. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah. Favorite actors? Oh my gosh, okay. I have a lot, but the people that comes to mind is Florence Pugh, Marianne Cotillard, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that, Mahershala Ali, Joaquin Phoenix is really amazing. I'm sure that I'm forgetting some, so I'll put some on the screen if while I'm editing I remember a few more. Adam Driver is incredible. Yeah, there's a lot that comes to mind. So many people I would love to work with. Music. So like I touched on before, I don't really have a specific genre that I stick to. I'm kind of into everything, and this is a basic answer. I'm not that big of a fan of country, but if you put it on, like, I won't cry. Like, it's alright. But yeah, so country's definitely not my favorite, but I prefer to listen to R&B, pop kind of, and rap a little bit. Definitely mainly R&B and jazz. That's where you can kind of see like the Amy Winehouse influence, and I love Jhené Aiko. Just anyone who has important things to say, I like. Sense of style. My style, I would call it kind of eclectic. I've always just had a bunch of different aesthetics, I guess, that I've been really drawn to, and I can't really make up my mind and just choose one, and I think that's alright. I think it just really depends on the mood that I'm in, the vibe of the day, what I'm gonna be doing. It depends. Like yesterday, I was like really in the mood for like a very minimalistic kind of style. So like cream colors, white, black, whatever it may be. Just very minimalistic I was into. And then the other day I was into more of like, I guess, the stereotypically hippie kind of style. So it really just depends. I'm kind of all over the place. It's kind of the same thing with my room. Like right here where my couch is, it's very minimalistic, like Victorian style. But right over here, it's very just like that. I don't even know what you call that. But yeah. What inspires you? Oh my gosh, I think, oh, that's a kind of hard question. I think everything that's living and has a consciousness around them is what inspires me. I think gratitude is very inspiring in general. Having some sort of reverence or love and gratitude for anything, I think, is just what inspires me in general. I think there's so much of life to be grateful for, and I think just living in general is something that I'm learning to love, and that's inspiring in general. So I don't know, just going out and seeing the trees and being like, wow, like these are like actual living organisms that are like all interconnected through their roots, and they can all send signals to each other. It's just really insane, and I think just living inspires me. Yeah. Thoughts on self-confidence. I wasn't really a confident person until after middle school, and I used to be, really overweight, and I had to see a lot of nutritionists and just things like that. Like, just weight was always a part of my identity, and just body image was something I always struggled with. So confidence was really hard for me. But in 9th grade, I lost some weight, and I prioritized health and whatnot, and I got a lot of confidence from that, and I really saw people like treat me differently because of my size, and I did get more self-confidence, but that was temporary because I was mostly doing it for like, at first when I started working out, it was to feel better internally, but when I saw other people's reactions and I got more people's like positive opinions about it, that's why I did it, and that didn't really work out. So from 10th grade to 11th grade, my confidence was like pretty high. Like, I thought highly of myself, I guess. Like, I had self-esteem and whatnot, and I felt like near the end of 11th grade, which was the end of this school year, I was relying too much on like external things like makeup, doing my hair, whatever, and it didn't feel good on the inside, so that's when I shaved my head, and I have a whole video on that if you want more details. But yeah, I definitely feel way more confident now. Like, I feel so much better within just like my size and stuff, and that's not to say that anyone who is on the curvier side is not beautiful and is not healthy. That's not the case. It feels better to me. Working out and stuff, it helps me connect like my mind to my body, and I just feel like one whole being now. So yeah, it definitely didn't get confidence until I did the hard work, which was the spiritual things and just combating any kind of internalized opinions I had of myself. So you have to do the dirty work for self-confidence, definitely. How do you stay positive? Okay, so I've always been kind of a positive person. I love to make people laugh. I love to joke around and just be really strange and weird, and it's just fun for me, and I just like laughing and having a good time in general. But that was kind of a way for me to like ignore what was going on within myself. I was like, okay, if I just keep distracting myself and having fun with other people, I won't have to think about what's going on inside and whatnot. So when I kind of went on like this spiritual journey that I'm still on, and this is like my 3rd crack at spirituality in general, I realized that like all the happiness I need is within myself, and I'm never going to be truly happy within my life in general if I don't do the work and ask myself the difficult questions. So I think once I started trusting myself and forgiving myself for things I pushed on other people, I became more positive, because I was like, I've spent so much of life just like in my own head, thinking negatively about things when I could have just been, living life and being grateful. So like I said before, gratitude is the best thing. Write down 3 things or think of 3 things before you go to sleep that you're grateful for, and you'll start to appreciate all the little things. And if you look at the bigger picture, you have to ask yourself, does this situation impact my whole entire life, or will I just forget this in a month, 5 months, a year? Is this really worth being upset over? And so yeah, I definitely don't believe in raising your voice and all of these things. I think there's definitely a calmer way to approach it. So yeah. Who's your best friend or best friends? So a lot of people come to mind because I have close friends just from moving around a lot, but definitely the one person that has stuck with me through the most and has been the most, I guess, consistent and trustworthy and has been just the most amazing human in general is my best friend Lily. But we've been best friends for like 6 years now. We've known each other since 7th grade, and we've just always been really, really close, and we've done a lot of things together, and we've seen each other go through a lot, and I really value her existence and her as the best friend in general. So get you a Lily, love. But some other close friends that come to mind are, of course, I'm saying of course, like, Nicole, Spencer Thomas, Megan, just like all these people come to mind, but my best friend is definitely Lily. She's my sister. How do you feel about the play being canceled? Okay, a little context on that. My school play was canceled, of course, because of COVID-19, and we had to be quarantined and whatnot. I was really upset at first just because we put so much time and effort and money into a play and we were getting really excited, and then literally a month or two before opening night, like all this stuff happened, and of course it's really disappointing, but this is out of our control. This is a situation that is not in our hands, so I'm not gonna dwell on it and be bummed about it. So I found the positives in it, and that's all you can really do. You just have to accept it, make peace with it, and recognize that you didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing that you could have to stop this. It was kind of inevitable, and hopefully I can do a play before school's over, but if not, you know, it's all right. We have all of our lives to go and be in plays. Join a community theater, like, it's gonna be okay, honestly. What is your favorite activity? I have lots of different hobbies and interests. Definitely watching movies is my favorite, just because I love movies. Like, we all know this. I have a whole video on that. Watch that too if you want. But definitely watching movies, and one of the things I miss the most about just life before quarantine is going to the movie theater. It's my favorite place ever. I feel so safe at the movies, and like, oh, I love it so much. And Toronto did open stage 3, so I'm pretty sure, you know, movie theaters are open, but I don't know, it's a little risky still. But definitely watching movies, reading, I've been really into. I just finished Dr. Sleep by Stephen King and Flux by Ryan Carlotto, which is a poetry book. So I really, really love reading. I have a video on that. Ooh, who would have guessed it? And definitely film photography, I love. I'm actually gonna take some pictures today. Decorating, as you can see, I literally redecorate my room every 2 seconds. But I got this new pillow. Okay, yeah, she looks a little less alien right now. But I got that at an art gallery in Ottawa, Ontario. And Girl with the Pearl Earring is my favorite painting of all time. So yeah, I just love to write, read, watch movies. Spirituality is definitely a practice I've been getting into. So yeah, that's my favorite activities. What do you love about horror movies? I think it's just the shock factor. I think the best movies are movies that can make you feel something and that have value to them. And, you know, of course there are what you call, like, I guess useless horror, where it's just like blood, guts, and gore, and I don't personally like that. I like more of the paranormal, like ghost things, and more of the psychological thrillers and suspense, less than just like straight up horror. Because I've never seen like Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or anything like that, just because I don't know, it's not really my gig. It's really the blood, guts, and gore that does it for me. So I think it's just a shock factor, and just how like watching something, like watching a moving image, can get you and haunt you that much that you have nightmares. Like, that's like insane, and it really shows you the power of just art in general, or just like making movies. Like, it can really impact someone's life. So I think it's just being impacted in the concept of someone watching your movie and being that touched or bothered by it or disturbed or whatever. It's just cool. It's a really crazy concept. And the last question I'll be answering is skincare routine. Ahora. Okay, Esther. You'll be a little disappointed, but I used to have a really set skincare routine. I got really into skincare and just all of, like, I guess the science behind it, that I thought I wanted to be a dermatologist at one point. Nah, I don't like anything in the medical fields, but I think knowing your skin type is what's going to be really valuable to you. So if you know that your skin is dry, you're not going to buy like chemical peels and really harsh products or a bunch of scrubs, because that's going to be like abrasive to your skin. Knowing your skin and what works well with it and what doesn't is really going to help you, which of course does take a lot of trial and error, and it can affect your skin, but it'll be better in the long run once you know what works for you and what doesn't. So just know what works well for your skin. I just use honestly whatever like facial cleanser we have at the house, but my favorite one I've ever used was the Ordinary cleanser. If I find the exact one, I'll put it on the screen. That was amazing, because I was breaking out a lot during winter because it's just so dry outside, and that cleanser literally saved my skin, and it was so good. But right now I don't have a set thing, but I do like to make my own natural products. Mind your business and your skin will be clear. Cut out the toxicity, cut out the things that aren't serving you, and the negativity, and your skin will be clear, honey. Yes. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. So thank you guys for watching this video. I had so much fun, like, just hearing your guys' questions, and if you have any more questions that weren't asked, or maybe you just didn't see, feel free to comment them down below. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.